Hello, sports fans. This is Anthony with BBSN, and we are back for match number 6 in the Tottenham 2017-18 replay. Tottenham currently sits 3 wins, no draws, 2 defeats, which places them mid-table, and today they are taking on West Ham in an inter-London derby. And West Ham, Arnautovic and Coyote are probably their 2 best players. Arnautovic has a couple of triangles and a decent shot and assist rating. In goal, Adrian does not stack up with Hugo Lloris in terms of on-target shots, but he's better in both reaction saves and spectacular saves. So it could be make for some interesting storyline. And of course, the main one is getting Harry Kane a goal, who is, as Spurs' top scorer, is scoreless, yet to find the back of the net through 5 matches. So Spurs win the toss and will take the opening kickoff, and that's a roll of 2. And if offense has a triangle, it creates an attack, and they do have a triangle. So right out of the gate, Spurs looking to get busy here and generate an attack. Dembele and Ali switch again, and 6. We needed actually we do have 6 triangles up. Ali, Son has 2, and of course Kane has 3. And 1 square is all that's needed, and West Ham does have that up, so that is going to be a defended attack. And that will be an out of bounds for a corner kick to Spurs. So to start the second minute, Spurs have their first set piece of the match. And again on this, we are looking for 2 to 5. And that's going to be a 9. So back to the main chart, sideline battle. That will be a 2-minute sideline battle. And 2. Team with most ball symbols will take possession, and West Ham has 3, Tottenham has 4, so Spurs will maintain possession as we enter the 4th minute. And 10, that will be a tackle if defense has a square. They do, between Ogbonna and Coyote. So West Ham withstanding a little bit of early pressure, and they take possession for the first time. Arnautovic off and Chicharito on. 9 is going to be a sideline battle for 2 minutes. And 1, visitor team, so Spurs will take possession now in the 7th minute. There's a lot of action on the sidelines, and Harry Kane, of course, is going to go out. 8 will be a build-up, and it'll be the pace trait, as Spurs have pace across the board. West Ham does not. So Spurs going to generate an attack. And switching up top, 4 and 1. And triangles, Spurs needed 4. They got 4, but again a 1 for defense, and that is going to be successfully defended once again. And roll 5 on that is 05 wide. D3 collects if he has a ball, and he does not. So Spurs miss the first shot of the game, but retain possession. And Dyer and Vertonghen switch. 7 is going to be a 5-minute midfield battle. We'll then go to the tactics. 2. And tactics, Spurs have a total of 5 across the board, and West Ham does not. So Spurs are going to generate the next attack. right, so Spurs need to get Kane back on the pitch first of all. And this will be threes. Spurs do have 3 triangles up, and West Ham does not have 3 squares, so we are going to get our first on-target opportunity. 6 and 03 will be taking the shot. And a green 6, I can pick the assisting player. So we are going to go with Christian Eriksen. So we have a total of 4 stars there if things stay put as is. So on target, here we go. And 2, we have 4 stars up there, and 6 going to be on target. And the switch here, and Eriksen pass it over to Dele Alli in the slot. Alli fires, and that is a goal. So 4 stars each meets the black rating of 2, and 6 stars over on target save. And Spurs at the 13th minute come through with a score and take a 1-0 lead over West Ham. So second shot of the match for Spurs and first one on target. So Ali, and the assist goes to Eriksen. So Spurs off to a good start, even though again Harry Kane is not in the action. And West Ham will start the 14th minute with kickoff. And here we go. Masuka and Coyote switch. 6 is going to be a take-on. And this will be a hard take-on between Lanzini of West Ham and Aurier of Spurs. And Aurier does not have the hard tactic, and Lanzini does. So West Ham is going to generate an attack, their first opportunity. Currently they have 3 4 stars or 4 triangles up. So defenders will switch, and 6s, and that is going to be an unsuccessful attack. And 05 can get that if he has a ball, and he does not. So West Ham's first shot goes down as a miss, and Spurs going to take possession in the 15th minute. 5 and 2 switch for the home team. And 7, we're going to have a 6-minute midfield battle. All right, and team with most star starts next minute with an attack. And for West Ham, they have 3 stars currently on the board, and Tottenham 4. So Spurs are going to start the 21st minute with another attack. And Spurs needing 4 triangles. They have that, but West Ham has a square, and that is going to be successfully defended. And roll a 5, 04 wide with a shot, and D4 collects if he has a ball, which he does. So Masuaku collects the miss, and third shot of the match for Tottenham, and in possession 22nd minute is West Ham now, looking to even things up in this derby. And 5, we are going to the referee's decision chart. We'll roll again on that. Referee at this point of the match is neutral to everybody. Hoping he stays that way for Tottenham. Spurs, we have not had good luck. Defense, defensive foul, yellow card, and indirect free kick. And that is going to be on John Vertonghen. And coming in the 22nd minute. And first foul of the match for Spurs. So indirect free kick, and West Ham in possession now, 23rd minute, and we're going to have to watch for Vertonghen. and keep him on the pitch as Chicharito and Arnautovic switch. And 11 is going to be a corner. So deflected out of bounds by Tottenham. Great defensive play back there by Aurier, and West Ham sets up to take their first set piece of the match. Here comes the in-swinger. And 8 going to go through the box, and this will be a buildup of the pace trait. So offense wins matchup, they will attack, otherwise this will be a successful defense. So West Ham has pace of 1, a single player with pace. That's going to be easily defended by Spurs. So Spurs going to take possession now, and we are in the 25th minute of the first half. And 3 and 5 switch, and again going to have another build-up. This will be the star tactic, and up for the home team Hammers, they have 2 stars, and for Spurs, stars in 4 of the 5 positions. So Spurs going to generate the attack here. And 7, Harry Kane is going to get to take this shot, and I get to pick the, actually not Harry Kane, Lamella, dang it. I get to pick the assist player. We'll go with Dele Alli. So here we go, on target, and 5. Kane does not get onto the pitch. And we needed a 3 on the black die, did not get that, so that is going to be saved. And roll of 11, gathered in by goalkeeper, counterattack, no squares. So Adrian starting the quick counter on that save. And that's Spurs' 4th shot of the match, and no squares come into play. So currently they only have 1 triangle on the board. They're going to get a neating good roll, and actually green 6 on the counter is going to be an offsides. So play whistle dead, flag goes up, and Spurs take back over in the 27th minute. And Kane back on the pitch, and that will be a 1-minute sideline battle, or midfield battle, sorry. And team with most pace starts the next attack. I have a feeling that is going to be Spurs, as they have pace across the board, and only 2 for West Ham. So here comes Spurs on the attack. Harry Kane looking to get on the board. He will not go off. And a 2, we have plenty of triangles, and West Ham, though, with 2 squares, are going to defend that. And 4, that will be 0-5 wide. D3 collects with a ball and does not have it, so Spurs is going to retain possession. Their 5th shot of the half. Looking to reset now, getting the ball back out to midfield, where we are going to have a 3-minute midfield battle, and then it's going to go to strong. So Spurs, they have 2, 3, 4, 5 players with a strong tactic, and they are going to generate the next attack. And Eriksson and Son switch, and 3, so we have plenty of triangles in play. 5 currently on the board. 6 going to be a successful attack, or shot on goal. And 9, Harry Kane is going to take the shot and assist. The green 2 goes to Son, so a roll of the shot is going to be on no matter what, unless he gets swapped out. So here comes a shot. Adrian, 3 stars on the on-target shot. Son dribbles in, crosses into the box to Kane. Kane, 6 is good, and 4 is tipped off by Adrian, and goal into the upper left-hand corner. Harry Kane for Spurs. His first goal of the season. And that makes it 2-0 Spurs now. Goal coming in the 33rd minute, and Harry Kane off the schneid. with his first goal. Took him 6 matches to get it, but Son, the assist, and Spurs now on their 6th shot, 3rd on target, take a comfortable 2-0 lead over the Hammers. And the West Ham fans are not happy. They're clamoring for some action on the pitch. So West Ham kicks off, going to try and accommodate that. Spurs have had the edge in just about every category, possession quite handily, and shots on goal. And this is going to be a potential tackle, and Spurs do have plenty of triangles up on the board. So they're going to defend, take possession back. We are now in the 35th minute of the first half. Spurs looking to get back up the pitch, and that is going to be a 3-minute midfield battle, and we will then go to the strong trade. So Spurs showing a lot of patience in this match, not rushing the attack, and they have strong across the board, a total of 5, and Hammers only have 2. So Spurs going to generate yet another attack. Currently have 6 triangles up, and that switch makes attack unsuccessful. 10, Harry Kane takes a shot wide. 03 collects with the ball. He does not have it. So Kane looking to get back-to-back goals. Misses. 7th shot by Spurs, and in the 39th minute, Hammers take control, and they're going to try and get something up on the board before the half ends. Shigarito out and Arnautovic in. 6 will be a take-on, and this will be Arnautovic against Dyer. And it'll be the pace trait. Dyer has it, and Arnautovic does not, so that's going to be defended. Spurs back in possession in the 40th minute. Here we go. Dyer and Vertonghen switch, and 3 is going to be a highlight reel. So we shall go to the highlight reel table. And Aurier and Trippier swap, and an 8. Defense, green die player injured, removed from game. Use injury rating to determine length of injury. If green die is a 6, player shakes it off and continues to play. Not going to be the case, so that is Masuaku. And he has a check on the injury. So full-time starter, and he is injured for the rest of the game. So Spurs, or Hammers, have to make their first substitution in the 40th minute. And going to the bench, in the 4th line, they really do not have a lot of impressive players back there on the left back line. Probably the best is going to be Aaron Cresswell. So Cresswell, he will come in for Masuaku. And Cresswell. So we will resume play, and Spurs will retain possession in the 41st minute. Kane out, and 12. That'll be a counterattack if we have 2 squares on the board and play for Hammers, and we do. So Spurs going to immediately, or Hammers and Spurs really aren't even close, I don't know. So Hammers are going to intercept that, and here comes the counter, and green 6 is going to be offside. So unfortunately, got a little bit too ambitious with that pass, and it went long. Flag was up, and Spurs going to take possession in the 43rd minute here as we wind down the first half. Son and Eriksson swap. 6 going to be a take-on with the touch trait, and that will be Dembele and Noble. Noble does not have the touch trait, Dembele does. So Spurs generating yet another attack. Vertonghen and Dyer switch, and we need 6 triangles. Not going to happen. defended, and 04 collects with a ball, and Trippier does, so a miss, but Trippier retains possession. We have 3 minutes to go in the first half. Spurs have outshot West Ham 8-1 thus far. Eriksson and Son switching again, and 10 be a corner kick, deflected out of bounds. So in the 45th minute, and we have 1 minute of stoppage time, and that is a 4. So on the corner kick, and 4 is going to be an attack, no squares. So Spurs going to be able to close out the first half here with one more attack. And 1, they got that easily, and again, no squares, so white die is irrelevant. 5. And that is going to be 04 or 05 shoots. That's like great choice there. We will go with 04 since 05 is going to get the assist. Double scissors, so this is going to have to be a 1. And 3 and 2 switch up top. The shot from Trippier. And that's going to be easily saved, and 2 squares at D4 collects. Otherwise, 02 gets a rebound shot, and they do not have that. So we will finish out the first half with this rebound. And Adrian going to have to make a reaction save, and Son 1 gets a shot on target, and Adrian dives and makes the save, and that will be the last play of the half. Lamela and Kane have swapped on that. So on that, a big save by Adrian ends the half. 4th on target shot, 9th overall. So we go into the intermission, and Spurs up 2-0 on West Ham. West Ham will get the second half underway with a kickoff. And I'm just going to reset and get starters back in for both teams. All right, and we are underway, and here is the whistle. Second half kicks off. West Ham in possession. 7, we're going to go with a 4-minute midfield battle right away. And 4, team with the most hard tactics start the next attack, and 2 hard traits for Hammers. And Spurs 2, so we'll go to the decider die for the first time, and it's going to be the visiting team starting the attack. So Spurs staying true to their first half style, keeping the pressure up. And 3 on the attack, and that is easily going to go through as successful, and a 5 is above the squares for Hammers. So successful attack, and 02 shoots. So Son and Aurier going to get the assist opportunity. So a total of 4 stars and 3 stars for goalie Adrian. Here we go. And Son takes a wicked blast, and that is going to be right at the goalkeeper. 9, and that will be gathered in by D4 as Adrian pushes that away easily. And 10th shot of the match for Spurs as West Ham regains possession. 51st minute in the second half. Here we go. Lanzini and Ayew. And we're going to have a 2-minute midfield battle here. And we'll then go to the touch trait. So for Hammers, they have touch trait on 3 of their players, and Spurs have it on 4. So Spurs going to generate the next attack. And they've been winning these battles consistently throughout the match. So 1, and that is going to be easily under the number of triangles. And do not have 5 squares up top, so 6. And 03 is going to get the shot, and Dyer with the assist. So we have 1 star for the assist, and double scissors by Dembele. So that gets cut down twice, and on shots I do not go below a 1. That's easily going to be saved, however. Collected in by D5. So Ogbonna starts the next sequence for West Ham, and they need to generate some offense badly here. And they cannot get stuck in these midfield battles, especially extended midfield battles. This one is 5 minutes. And 5, team with most tactics starts the next attack. So for Hammers, they have 3. And Spurs are good there. They've got it across the board. No shocker. So Spurs continuing their domination. They will start the next attack. And we are in the 59th minute. And starting with the next minute, 10 or 11 comes up, will be an automatic sub. So Dembele and Ali switch. And we do have 4 triangles up, but also 1 square is present for Hammers, so they're going to get the defense on that. And 5 will be 0-4 wide. D4 collects with a ball, and Cresswell does not have a ball. So a wide shot, and Spurs retain possession now in the 60th minute, looking to reset. Dyer and Vertonghen switch, and it's going to be a 5-minute midfield battle. So Spurs can then to slow things down a little bit, kind of park it. And that takes us up to the 65th minute. And again, we go to the tactics trait, and still across the board for Spurs, and only 4 now for West Ham. So Spurs in the 65th minute are going to generate another attack. Switches on the defense take place, and 4 stars. Harry Kane is in play, and between him, Son, and Ali, they've got it. And 2 squares, and again, going to be successfully defended by Spurs. Some good defensive work. Harry Kane takes a shot. It is wide. D5 collects with the ball. He does not have it. So Kane with the miss, but Spurs once again retain possession. And they're going to reset this, get it back out to midfield. And 10 is going to be a tackle if we have a square. We do. So finally, West Ham takes it away, and they're going to look to generate a counter attack, get a little bit of pressure on Lloris. And Lloris has had absolutely nada to do in the nets today. So 9, going to be a sideline battle. That'll be 2 minutes. And with the 6, that is going to go to the home team. So getting the throw in is West Ham. And 8 is going to be a take or build up on the touch trait. So West Ham has touch on 3 of the 5 players, and Spurs touch on 3 of the 5 players. We go to the decide or die. And that lands on Spurs, so that's going to be defended. Spurs take possession. In the 70th minute now, Spurs will have to make a mandatory substitution shortly. 6, 3 and a 2 for the defending team swap. Ayew out, Lanzini back in, and that is going to be a 5. So we're going to go to our favorite chart. If you are a Spurs fan, the referee's decision chart. And roll a 5, and we still have neutral referees. So roll 1 die, 1 to 5 offside called, otherwise 0-2, wide open for a great chance. Goalkeeper must make a spectacular save. So here we go, the single die, and Son trying to create a little bit of magic himself, and flag goes up though, as he's going to be whistled for offsides. Got ahead of that through ball a little bit too much, and West Ham takes possession. In the 71st minute now, second half is flying by. Koyate and Cresswell swap. 8, going to be a build-up using the hard trait. And for West Ham, they have 2 players with hard. Tottenham has 2 players with hard. Once again, a decider die. Will the home team finally win? They will, and they're going to get their second attack of the game. Yeah, actually third attack of the game and only potentially their second shot on goal. So 3 noble switches, and West Ham needs 2 triangles. They got it, and Tottenham needs 4 squares. They only have 3, so 7, or 6, I'm sorry, on the shot chart. 03 is going to shoot, and also he would have been his own assist player, so going to need to be a 2. Antonio trying to work a little space at the top of the box. He wheels and he shoots. And that is going to be easily saved. Gathered in by goalkeeper, and counterattack, no squares. So Lloris finally has to do a little bit of something in this one, as Spurs are generating a counterattack. And again, no squares on this. Eriksson and Son switch. And all they need is 4, and they've got it. That would have been good even if they could have used squares. So Spurs generating yet another attack, and oh darn it, I didn't get the player shooting. So we'll just use this. 802 is going to get the shot, and no assist on this. Got a little bit too happy with the dice, and he needed a 2 on the black dice. So that is going to be saved, collected in by D5. So they get the counterattack, but unable to do anything with that, as Eriksson is stoned. And 73rd minute, Hammers coming back down the pitch, looking to build things up. This is going to be a sideline battle, 2 minutes. And 6 going to go to the home team, so they get the throw in 75th minute. And Spurs coming up on mandatory substitution. Oops, not Kane. Arnautovic and Chicharito switch for home field advantage, and they're going to generate an attack. So Hammers and Lanzini back out, and IU in 1. They've got 1, 2 triangles up, and 5. Tottenham on the squares only has 3. That is going to be successful. So a roll of 6, and 03 shoots. 02 will be the assist player. And IU drives into the box, back heels it to Antonio. Here's the shot, and Lloris with the save. So 6 on the black die, and they could have got on goal with 4, potentially scored with 4 or less. Not happening. And that is controlled by D3. So Dele Alli, as Lloris basically stood back and munched on popcorn most of the match, now has to get involved. But comes up and does what he is needed to do as Spurs take possession back. 6 will be take on, this will be the pace trait. And Dyer against Chicharito, and both of them have pace. And going to go to the visitors. So again, Tottenham going to generate an attack. And here we go. So 5. Do we have 5 triangles up? We do not. 7. And that is going to be defended out of bounds. Corner kick to Spurs. And this is second corner of the match for Spurs. West Ham has a single. And Dyer and Vertonghen switch, and 4. And that is going to be an attack, 4 squares. So in comes the corner, as Trippier whips it in. Tottenham generating an attack. Kane is back on the pitch, and a 5, and they have 5 triangles up, and West Ham does not have those squares. So 9, and Harry Kane is going to get the shot. He was the green die player, so no assist. So only Harry's 5 stars. Kane looking for the double. Here he goes, the shot, and he gets on it, drives it. Adrian makes the save. 5, that'll be 2 squares at D4 collects. Otherwise, 0-2 gets a rebound shot, and they do not have 2 squares. So Kane's shot batted away. But swooping in is Eriksson. If Eriksson gets on this 80, he'll have to make a spectacular save, and Eriksson does not get it done. And that's going to be controlled by D3. '15th shot of the match for the Spurs, and they are peppering West Ham. And Spurs, before West Ham takes possession, will have to make a substitute. And 2, going to be Christian Eriksen going out. And with a 2-0 lead, we're going to park the bus a little bit and bring in a defender to that position. Which you can do, and that is going to be Danny Rose. So 80th minute, Eriksson off and Rose in. And being a defender, Rose will get the red chip because he's in an offensive position. Will not lose that when they switch, and he can use that for squares to defend an attack. So West Ham now running out of time. 10 minutes left in the match, and going to get a 3-minute midfield battle. And Strong starts the next minute with an attack. So West Ham, they have 2 players in with a strong trait, and Tottenham, they have it across the board. So Spurs, they are not cashing this in yet. Here comes yet another attack. Kane gets switched, however. So 5, they do not. Rose could use this for either. And he's not going to. They're going to let that be defended. 2-0. I would rather use that on defense. So 8, 0-2, and Rose takes a shot, is wide. 0-1 collects the ball. Lamela in play does not have it. So a miss, and West Ham takes possession 85th minute. 16th shot of the match for Spurs. And 2 and 3 switch, again on a red chip. Players do not lose that when they switch. Unfortunately, Rose just is not going to get into play. And 5, we're going to the referee's decision chart, which again has not been friendly for Spurs in the slightest. So 6, and neutral referee still. Defensive foul, yellow card, and indirect free kick, and that's going to go to Aurier. So in the 85th minute, second foul and second yellow card of the match for Spurs. And indirect free kick coming for the Hammers. And Chicharito out as Ornatovic tries to get in on the action. 9, going to be a sideline battle, 2 minutes. And 1, going to go to the visiting team, so Tottenham will get the throw in. And we are in the 88th minute now. Time is running out. Harry Kane in looking to get one last shot at goal. That'll be a 1-minute midfield battle. And team with the next most pace starts the next minute on attack. That has got to go to Spurs. They have pace across the board and only 2 for Hammers. So Spurs, 89th minute, looking for the dagger. We'll roll for stoppage time after this sequence. Here we go. And 4 with Harry Kane and Son on the pitch. They've got plenty of triangles. 6, and they do not have enough squares to defend that. That's going to be on target. 10. And that's 0-2 with a shot. Son, and this is going to take a spectacular save. So Adrian, Fourier with a switch, and 6 on the spectacular save chart. 3 stars or better, and Adrian dives and just tips that wide. Hits the crossbar, goes behind, and Spurs going to get a corner kick. So an exceptional save by Adrian in goal. And at this point, not that it will matter, as we will start the last minute with a corner and rolling for stoppage time. We're only going to have 2 minutes. So Spurs, if they get control here and get an attack, they're just going to kill the clock off. And 7 will be a 1-minute midfield battle in pace. And that is going to go to Spurs, so 91st minute. Spurs looking to generate an attack, and if they are successful here, Trippier swaps. And they do have squares. They are, however, just going to use the kill clock option. And basically the way that works is we are just going to elect to, it takes up 2 minutes, so that will run out the match as Spurs will just keep possession. And that is it. So one of the more intense London derbies, West Ham against Tottenham. West Ham has not had the personnel in recent years. So as expected, despite it being an away game, Tottenham comes out on top 2-0. And a very dominating performance overall. Tottenham took 17 shots and 10 on target. And for West Ham, a mere 3 shots, 2 on target. West Ham 1 foul, Tottenham 2 corners. Also 2-1 to Spurs, and Spurs had 2 yellow cards going to Vertonghen and Aurier. And the big story in this one is Harry Kane finally gets off the schneid. He takes a cross into the box from Son and whips it past Adrian in the 53rd minute, or 33rd minute, sorry. And gets on the scoreboard for the first time. Took him an incredible 6 matches to do it. The other scorer for Spurs today was Dele Alli. So Spurs moved to 4 wins, no draws, and just 2 defeats in the 2017-18 Premier League season with a decisive victory against the Hammers. So next up, we'll start match 7 with updated standings and also leaders. I'm using the fast action results charts to play the rest of the EPL games, and have also developed my own system for determining who scores for each of those simulated games, and actually happy with the way it's worked out. You'll see the results when I get all that worked up. So that'll be preceding our next Spurs match number 7. And next up for the channel, I'm going to do a vlog. Again, I talked about this in last Fergie Jenkins broadcast, but I'm going to start a series, basically a boxing series, Triumphs, Tragedies of the Ring. And the vlog will be, as mentioned in the Fergie Jenkins outing, his 18th start. The last video, it will be about the Luther McCarty and Arthur Pelkey fight, which resulted in Luther McCarty, promising up-and-coming heavyweight, actually was one of the favorites for the quote-unquote White Hope movement at the time, as Jack Johnson was the reigning heavyweight champion. And there's some interesting facts that go with that fight. I researched it first a couple, 3 years ago, and I've recently looked into it again. And some strange obviously some sad facts, the event itself, what it did to Pelkey in the aftermath, even though it was determined not to be his fault. And also some very bizarre and interesting things that were intertwined with the auxiliary belt, if you will, that they were fighting for. Frustrated with white America's lack of success in wresting the heavyweight crown back from Jack Johnson, the society, again very bigoted society at the time, created a white heavyweight championship belt, which is what they were fighting for. And this was in itself a belt that was kind of surrounded by bad things going on involving the fighters, and it was discontinued after a very brief period. So that'll all be in that vlog. Actually giving you a good portion of it to preview, and that will be next on the channel. So as always, thank you for watching. Please do visit the friends of the channel. In the left hand side of my channel page, you see who I've subscribed to. Lots of great people there. Al Red Sox fan, Baseball Demo, Stratomatic Delaware, ID Gesture, Higher Ground Gaming, Original Grognard, What's Blazing in Sports. If you are interested in one of my hobbies, jiu-jitsu, I have a few jiu-jitsu channels linked there as well. Good stuff. So as always, if you like the video, please leave a thumbs up. Any comments, commentary. I need to play this a little bit more regularly, so I make sure I keep the rust off. I don't think I made any mistakes today, but we will see. But as always, thank you for your support, and until next time, keep rolling for that upper corner of the net. Have a great night, everyone. See ya.